I was having a conversation yesterday with one of my technical buddies, and I had asked him, I said, hey, have you played around with GPT, or how much are you experiencing GPT? Because he had a big exit like a year or two ago. So he got a ton of money and he's just been kind of hanging out, doing art and exploring life. So I said, now that you're looking to come back and do some work, I was like, have you been playing with GPT? He said, I've seen some people on Reddit, but I haven't, really delve deep into it. And he's a brilliant engineer. And I said, man, I've been exploring that area. And I know it sounds a little bit bullish, but I think it's as important as electricity. I think we'll realize it in hindsight. But right now everyone's seeing the crude wires and we're stringing wires across town. But then what happens 100 years later when you see what people have built on top of it and built with it, it's just mind blowing.
Yeah. I mean, I think, we could probably say this is the year of AI because of Chat GPT and all the other different AIs that are racing to catch up or have something that's relevant to the masses. I think in particular, the people, it's the same digital divide that we've been dealing with for the last 50 years. There's going to be a few people, and I think of them as content creators, and you think about their influencers. Influencers are going to get passed by the people that leverage it to create massive amounts of content. And I have this program called the XMBA, which is Exponential Mindset, Belief, and Attitude. And I work with CTOs in their groups and go out and speak and talk about technologies. But it's really getting people to be very experimental with these exponential technologies, knowing that within a few years, they're probably going to disrupt whatever you're doing, whether it's just moving to the cloud. Obviously, the cloud enables that digitization, and then it enables all kinds of other opportunities for CTOs. AI in particular, though, just starts to enable the average worker to become exponentially better. And that's what we're kind of seeing in the big tech right now, this kind of pullback, because we're realizing we don't need, as many engineers as we needed in the past. And the value that having 10,000 engineers versus, say, 5,000 probably is incremental and it's not exponential. So we're seeing this pullback because we overhired in a massive growth period. And business models are obviously retract and grow. But what we'll see is those companies that really embrace technologies like a Chat GPT, and you kind of learn the marvels of what it can do and what also it has limitations of. You're going to see people that just exponentially do work faster, and you're going to see them, obviously go through the ranks a lot quicker. And I think you're going to have and have nots, the ones that embrace AI and the ones that don't. And we're going to further see that a year or 2 years from now, that no one's safe, not the chief technology officer, not the CIO, not the CEO, because really anybody has the ability to exponentially leverage AI. Now, part of that is to understand what to prompt or how to really talk to AI to get, answers that are meaningful. And I think that's a whole nother opportunity area for the world, is as you learn to kind of talk to AI and leverage it, being able to prompt it in the right way will help you get results that actually, get exponential for the company or for yourself personally, professionally, and organizationally, which you now see AI as leverage for all those things, just to help you make decisions, help you to do analysis, all those things that were, took so much time, all the routine stuff now can be outsourced to an AI. And I think we'll see more and more of that. And that's part of, I have an investment fund called X3 that we're looking at Web3 and AI space, and really in particular looking at these vertical SaaS models, both for, we've only seen Web3 really systemically, and AI now systemically is every different industry, it doesn't matter what it is going to be disrupted by AI and Web3 as we kind of move forward. There's just better business models out there for the masses, and that's what we're moving towards. So it's kind of figuring out if this idea in the book that I share, because I used to be entrepreneur residence at Singularity University at NASA Ames, and Singularity is this idea that Ray Kurzweil puts out there that biology, technology all will merge and create this supercomputer with quantum computing and, really unreal abilities to kind of do that. And we're moving towards that. And that's what we see. So it's really understanding technology. And this is what I speak about a lot when I go talk to technology groups, is it's knowing that we may not get there as fast as some people say. We may get there faster than others say. But the reality is we're on a path to go there. So how and what technology in your industry is going to be disrupted by that, and then how do you leverage that technology to actually disrupt others and even your own work group, so that you leverage AI and you leverage Web3 and you leverage all these other 38 technologies I talk about in the book, whether it's 3D printing or 5G, or there's just so many different technologies coming to the space at once. We've never been in an explosion of technology where no one can keep up with it all. But it's the matter is to get a team that actually can understand in your industry what is the next stage towards this idea that all technology is merging. And we're starting to see that in a lot of different industries. And journalism was one of those that I talk about in the book, was probably disrupted the first, and then it really led to extreme beliefs on both the left and right and every other different angle. Because if you didn't have an extreme belief, then you weren't polarized enough to actually get the attention of the algorithm and people to dislike you that made you famous, because you had as many people disliking you as liking you. So having an average opinion, whether you're a CTO or a wannabe influencer, probably doesn't get you very far. So understanding that also means, like, how do you take risk? And the biggest thing that I probably talk to C-level leadership about is, if you don't make a decision, you are making a decision. And what that decision is today, with the world moving faster, is you're probably not going to catch up. If you're not able to make decisions, it's better to make a decision, make mistakes, spend money, and learn from that. And I think that's part of this kind of fail forward, is like fail fast. And I always say in my XMBA is, you either learn or win. The only time you fail is if you make the same mistake again and again. So.